Alright, so today we're hopping into the Raze Pearl guide finally. It's been a while. I've been trying to learn the map. I've been just spamming Raze every time I get it. Still, like, I'm not feeling the most, like, comfortable with the map, but I've gotten pretty comfortable with it. So I'm just gonna go over everything I think, how the map should be played, what way you should be playing Raze, the positions, and all that stuff. So, yeah, let's go. Alright, so we're gonna start on attack first here. And for attack, the main place I've found success on has been mid, and the barrier is bugged out here just because it's in the custom game. Sometimes it does this. But you always want to be taking mid here. This is very important. Two ways you can take mid are you can nade this at the very start. You can hover over this barrier, just toss a nade there. Anyone who goes, like if you bounce it off this side of the wall, it will nade anyone who crosses. Or you can nade in here so that it will just stop anyone from even pushing. So they're the main nades for here. Also got a really good boombot lineup, so you'll walk up into this corner. I don't know if there's a better lineup for this, just one I found. But you walk up into this corner here in the spawn barrier. You aim, you see at this lamppost, you aim at this little thing here, the very bottom. And I will show you here where it goes. So the round starts, you toss the boombot. And while you're doing this, then you can toss the nade out like this. You'll see the boombot will come out like this. Go straight out here. We'll tag anyone here. And it will check anyone here either. So if there's like a chamber playing an off angle, or if there's a guy trying to play back here a little bit, your boombot will tag them. So what you can do is while it's going in, you can just start peeking with it. Take a duel on this guy, you'll hear the ping. You can also then nade this guy if you want to. And he'll have to swing out or he'll die to the nade. And then you can slowly clear your way down here. A lot of times you'll have people playing here or here. If they play behind this box, it's much easier. You can bank the wall there, and the nade will hit them. You can just shoot them as they come out. And if they're playing here, it's a little bit more awkward. You can just try and like bounce the nade in there, kind of like this. So that then they're like, oh shit, I gotta swing, and then you can kill them. But if you can get this area, you get control of it like this. This is the thing, you can get this very quick. You want your teammates to be splitting out long. And when your teammates start pushing up long, you can just fly down here like this. Just clear a bunch of space, and then you can shoot. So many times I've had this already. You're just shooting people in the back here. There's like people here, people on site here. You just shoot them in the back. They don't expect you here so quick with the double satchel. Especially because even if there's a guy playing here, right? Let's say there's a guy playing here, you tag him with the boombot, he runs away. You can nade him off and just run down like this. Think about the comms from the enemy. The comms are like, oh, someone mid. And then from the enemy's point of view, they see their teammate sitting here and they're like, okay, my mud's covered. And then next of all, there's a Raze just coming out of nowhere shooting you in the back, you know? It's very strong. Also can work as well with rocket, you know, you fly out, you have the rocket launcher, then you can just pop a guy. Very, very strong, very strong. Alright, so you can see here in this clip, I'm doing the boombot lineup I was showing. You can see pretty much my entire team here is splitting mid. I do the nade as well, just like I said, doing this so many rounds, just keeping that pressure up. Boombot spots a guy, I instantly swing off it, do a bit of whiffing here, and a bit of a satchel mess up, but it's fine because I'm just running straight up. You see my team's already taken the site, so I need to hurry up. Spot the Reyna here. Try to ping him. My scroll wheel's on the same thing. Reyna doesn't even know I'm here. No idea. So I get the flank on him. I'm able to push CT very easily here. Just shifting up, seeing if I can catch a guy. And then I find this chamber sitting here in heaven. I pop my rocket. Because the enemies start pushing, they fade ult. I have to counteract their utility with my utility. And I hear the bomb tap. Rose the ult a little bit here. And the enemy is on the bomb right now behind the sage wall. So I spam away and I'm able to clutch up on the round. Again here, I'm back in mid here doing the same boombot lineup. I really like starting from over here. It's a very good spot, just exactly like you do on Bind, where you just spam the same boombot. You kind of condition the enemy into the way you're playing. And then you're able to just bang, confuse them by going super fast. Let's see, there's a Viper wall over there. I end up catching this Raze who didn't expect me. Fly out with the double satchel, just kill this sage. You see, he has no idea I'm here already. He's like, oh my god, how is Raze here already? What the hell? He was just spotted in mid. So I'm end up nading CT here, and I'm pretty sure I end up overheating and dying to the chamber. If I'm right. But you can see, I'm just Playing the bomb. It was the Reyna. But I know my Sky has a flank here, so it's a pretty easy kill if I distract the Reyna. And we pick up the round. This has been the main way I've been attacking. I've been going here, or I have been going over towards this side. So the spawn barriers are up. I'll do the same. I'll do like this nade or whatever. It lands right in the corner, so no one can push you. And then I'll usually jump up like this. Toss a boombot out, just clear close. You can just jiggle the angle like this on top of the box. Then I'll jump up here. The boombot's pretty much cleared everything. And then you have a nice split towards A. Now this is the thing. Mid is not... You don't want to just send 5 people mid and just run out here. Because then the enemy, they have a crossfire on you here. And you're just kind of fucked. They also have another crossfire on you here. This is really... It's not ideal. Like, there's a good nade spot here as well, by the way. You can just nade like this. But still, like, it's not very ideal to go for just a full-on mid-take, you know what I mean? It's mainly just you plus maybe one more guy with you, and then the rest of them can go towards main. But that's been the best way I've found so far for this map. Once you get up here, you know, you just gotta clear these angles. You can also nade backside like this from here. So that they have to swing out for your guys here again. Very important, you're not just hitting here and just going here, you know what I mean? You don't want 5 guys running up art like this. It's just not effective, because you just get crossfired from everywhere. You get crossfired from here, you get crossfired from here, and here. Like, it's just fucked. You won't succeed like that. This spot is also much better for your ult. You can literally just rocket this guy. You can rocket out like this. Compared to every time I've ulted from A main here, like, it's kind of awkward to try and get this corner. It's kind of awkward to just get everywhere. It's kind of weird. So I just prefer coming from mid here. Alright, so again, in this clip, you can see I'm taking this mid control. I'm not even planning on going through the double door here, but I'm just keeping that pressure up. Kind of like the same way you do on bind, where you usually do the same boom bot. Bought the neon here. I kind of want to take the duel, so jump up on the box. Realize there's another guy here, so I just get into a bit of a sloppy fight with this fade. Didn't expect 2 there, so I was caught a little bit off guard here. You see, a nade and this little choke to go in with is also pretty good. And I just jump on top of the site here. And I go for a little bit of a dumb play here, which is pretty standard for my stream, but you can see I get the 4K here and my ace gets stolen, so sad. And that's gonna be mid. I'll go over the other ones now. We'll go over B now. B it's kind of the worst point for Raze. Like, it can work, but your main, like, it's so open. You can see, like, it's just very open for your character. There's no special lineups here or anything. You just gotta go for it. One thing you always have to do here is there's usually a chamber here, a chamber here, a chamber here. So every single time, you're probably the first one here, you need to jump peek this. You need to jump peek this, no matter what round it is, whether it's pistol or whatever. Like, you need to jump peek here. Otherwise, you're gonna get Sheriff one tapped, you're gonna get opt, you're gonna get something. So you can just jump peek like this. Then you can toss a boombot out here to clear here. Or you can also nade here, like this. This will just stop anyone from playing here. If there's a chamber there, he has to TP. You know, it's just pretty good. This orb is kind of free, as long as there's no one here. One thing you have to be wary of, this happened to me a couple times in ranked, is I had a chamber sitting here like this, and you can't actually see him if he sticks his head down like this. He's just ducking under cover like that. And he popped up and killed like 2 and TP'd out. So you gotta be, when you're clearing this as well, be careful to actually clear it. Because there could be some ratty players there. But the best way you can really do, like, the only real plays you have here is you have nade here and satchel out. If they're playing here, you can also nade there. You know, you can nade like this, and then you can just spam the box. Spam like more towards the right because they have to run out as far as possible. So they are pretty much your only plays. You can nade behind this, you can nade here, and you can nade here. And then you can either, depending on what you're trying to do, whether you have a Viper wall covering like only the corner site, or whether you have a Viper wall trying to take the whole site, then it depends. Like, you just, like, you pretty much just, that was a bad satchel, but you know, you pretty much go over here and you need to take this fight. That's pretty much all you can do. You need to just get that kind of elbow control. You know, you fly in and just hope for the best. Your boom bot's pretty good down here when you eventually get here, but it's just a hard site. I'd prefer to take mid. Like sometimes we will go for the 5-man B, and it will work sometimes, but it's still quite hard. Like once you get into here, it's not as bad. Because your nade kind of is good here, because you can clear this corner over here, clear this corner in heaven. But it's kind of hard to get here because of how much, you know, chamber ops or viper orbs and stuff. That's pretty much here. For a post plan, it's all pretty much the same. You're either playing over here, or you're playing like back here, or you're playing all the way back here. The post plan on this map's pretty obvious, so there's nothing else to really talk about here. So we'll just move on to A. Alright, so A is definitely better than B for Raze. It's not ideal. Like I said, I think the best spot is mid, but A is not a bad place. So you got a couple plays here. You've got, if you want to play really aggressive right off the bat, you can just satchel like this. And you can try and catch someone who's trying to, like, you know, the enemy sometimes they'll like jump up here and try and catch someone. You can just instantly catch them. Very good as well if you had like a breach or something, flash this wall for you, something like that. Can be very strong if you want to just catch the enemy off guard. The other, like, more standard play would just be running up like this and tossing a boombot off this wall. The boombot's pretty fast, so it should catch people. We're trying to push as well. Probably angle it a little bit better there, so it goes out more. That's better. Yeah, it is. So you want to kind of do that. Or if you didn't get there in time, you can boombot like this, so it'll pretty much clear the whole back of this. And then you can start jiggling over towards here. Clear this corner as well. This corner can be disgusting for chambers. Just clear that corner. It can be very, very annoying to die from there. And then you pretty much have a main. From here, you've got nade back sight, which is... You want to bounce that more. Right, that was wrong. You want to bounce it off the wall by running a little bit. You see how much better that is? Gets it more tight in, so you might be able to see their head. Or you can just straight up go for it here. If you still have your boombot, just toss it towards here or towards here. Straight up satchel in here. Gotta clear over here. But usually there's a smoke here, so if there's a smoke here, what I like to do as well is you can... That was a bad nade. You want to run and jump nade here. So you can run jump like this. And you can either spam this wall, like this, or you can just, like, try and fight this guy as he's running away. I think even a jumping nade is probably fine here. Just so it doesn't go as deep. Or you can literally just toss it over here. Anything like this. Just a nade in this corner can be very strong and then just spam him out. Pretty much he peeks into your spam or he dies. Like, there's no real plays for him. For the bomb, you're never really going to have the bomb, but it's usually planted here if you're playing for main. You plant it here. There's a couple of plant spots, or... You know, you can plant towards CT, but usually not planting as Raze, so it doesn't really matter here. And, like, this is the thing. This site is very weird. Like, you can't really do much after you get the site. There's no real strong post plan. Like, you pretty much either play off-site, or you play, like... You play for one in these weird spots, kind of like this. And you just try and, like, fight the guys mid here. Or you try and get a push on CT here, so you have this whole area covered while your teammates are fighting towards the site more. And with this spot, this is usually where I'm going, but I don't really... The plant on A's, it's very tough to defend. So that's... I'll usually be, like, coming over here, trying to sit in some weird off angle, trying to catch a guy, trying to rotate over this way. And if they don't, then you also can get a flank on them from here to this little window, which is pretty good. And the other plays, you can play like in this corner, jiggle out. It's a very, very claustrophobic site. It's very strange. I'm not the biggest fan of like the design of this map, but it's kind of tough to keep that bomb down. So like I would say the best plays you can really do is come back here and play with your team. Like you can satchel the bomb like this as well if you still have them. Remember, any sort of satchel at all, even if it's just this, will knock them off the bomb no matter what, because it knocks them slightly up into the air, so it will knock them off the bomb. Satchel's pretty good here. So the best plays I would say is you can wrap around CT for the post, or you can come back main for the post. The other plays you can do is you can fight for this area here, but there's not, like, it's not as good. Definitely there's situations for it. Like if there's less enemies alive, and let's say you know they're both towards CT. Let's say you know there's one here and one here. Then yeah, you can come take this area for free, but I think that's plenty for at this point. Move on to defense now. So let's go. Alright, so I'm gonna go over mid first again here, and my favorite spot to play so far has been right here in this spot. And what I've been doing a lot is just straight away off the start of the round, I'm just tossing a nade over towards here. And I'll either toss it all the way in, because the enemies spawn around here, so they'll get chip damage, or I'll toss it at the entrance of here, depending on what my play is. So, you know, you can toss it kind of like this, and they kind of can't get out of the choke. And what you can do from this is you can pressure mid super hard. So what you can do is you can either boombot off this and take a peek on the guys on top, or you'll see it'll clear over here in case anyone's gotten here real quick. Or you could just completely not do that. But it's the pressure. You're causing pressure. I'm doing this most rounds on defense. And sometimes I'm going to come up and I'm going to take this fight. And sometimes I'm not going to come up and take this fight. But the enemy don't know whether I'm going to do that or not. Sometimes I'll do that nade and I'll just stand back here and wait for a guy to peek on top. Sometimes I'll do this nade and I'll push up kind of like this. You'll see, you'll catch it. If the people can get out in time, you'll catch them like this with their knife or something. And you're standing right there. Boom, free kill. And sometimes you're just not going to peek at all, but sometimes you're going to peek this guy top mid, you're going to take a nice fight. You can see you can really isolate this guy here. If he's over here, you can just take him on. And just slowly clear that like that. And then if there's no one here, you can either back off or you can take a quick flank. Let's say one of your teammates over here spots a bunch, like 4 or 5 guys here, you can just come over here for a quick flank already. Got a good few kills from just doing stuff like this. Alright, so you can see here, I'm starting on defense here, and I go for this nade, like I was talking about earlier. And I instantly push up here, you're able to isolate up here, end up not finding anyone here. Chamber gets picked off, and I assume that it's just a 5-man towards B. I guess right here, their chamber's killed, so the trip's offline. Able to get a really fast flank here, so hopefully no one's able to spot me. Brimstone checks me, I just get a 1-tap on him. You can see the boombot here on long, it's not the best. But I'm able to just pincer the enemies here, and they don't know where they're supposed to look, so I end up picking up another one. Now the enemies are trying to focus on me and Sage at the same time from really obscure angles, and Sage ends up picking up both of them. And that's usually my default spot on defense. The other really good spot is over towards here on mid. A lot of times you'll have like a chamber trip mine here. So you can play here, and you can bank the nade off the wall. You can throw it at the wall as well if you run like this. I fucked that up. Aim it a bit higher when you're running. You'll see it'll bank straight into the choke. Just anywhere along this wall, we'll bank it into the choke. And they're pretty much dead if they do that. Fade suck as well is really strong. So you can play in this corner, which is more of a one and done. But you can satchel out like this. But sometimes you will get headshot mid-air. It's just how the game goes sometimes. You can play all the way back here. You just nade like this. And the enemy will try and spam you, but they'll try and spam you, and as long as they don't kill you instantly, they'll be spraying because they're trapped in a slow or a nade, and then you can just peek out and kill them. You can also just straight up play from back here. And you can play from over here. So a lot of really good spots here. From here, you know, you just toss the nade out like this. They're pretty much fucked from here. Very good spot. The nade in this tiny little choke, very strong. Also, you can just boombot out of this choke like this. So you can get a really good, nice peek on people out here. If you want to go for that instead. So yeah, this is pretty good other spot. And you can play pretty much both of these spots, which is the great part. Because you can just wrap around like this. So you can start the round over here. And instead of pushing up like I said sometimes, you can just rotate over from there to here. You can stack over on this side where, if like, let's say you're expecting a B-split or something, now you're here already. And boom, just like that. Covering 2 spots at once, so pretty strong in mid here. And as well, obviously, because it's mid, you're close to both sides for quick rotates, so pretty good overall. I'd say definitely my favorite spot as well on defense. Raze is just very strong at controlling this mid area, because there's a lot of these little chokes. Like a nade in this corner as well is guaranteed death for anyone who's sitting over here. Like, they have to swing you, so you'll get a pretty good fight for yourself. Because you know how the crosshair goes when you're being naded, like it's bouncing all over the place. It's very hard to aim. So we'll move on to A site next, and let's go. Alright, so for A site, I don't really like playing here. I usually like having, there's usually like a Viper over here and like a Chamber over here, so you usually don't have to worry, but obviously you're going to mix it up just to keep the enemies on their toes. So a couple ways you can play this is, great one is sitting in this corner with the Judge, just really strong. Like, it's very hard to clear you. You're usually going to get one from this, like if you're on a low buy or something, I'll usually come over here, play with the Judge. You can even play over here with the Judge. Thing about backside is, as well, if the enemies are like, they're trying to plant, but they're not trying very hard to fight you. Like, you can sit here like this, right? And if they go for a plant, sorry, let me end the game phase. If they go for a plant, you can just nade it over the box, and then they have to fight you, like that. You can probably do that a little bit better by doing, like, not running. But see, that'll kill the planter. So they usually have to fight you. Or you can hold it from this side. And if you can boom bot one side, peek the other side. But this is usually more in, like, mid-late round stuff. Like, it's usually not for the start. Like, for the start, I'm usually playing, like, kind of over here if it's on a rifle round. You can nade the choke like this. So you can split off the enemies. Let's say, like, a Jet dashes out or Neon is running out or something. You can fight them 1v1, sorry. Like that. After you nade the choke. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, the choke's kind of wide in this area compared to, like, in towards mid where it's a lot tighter. You can also be playing over here. Very good nade spot here as well. Some Sages are walling like this as well. But this ties more into mid here. Another reason why I love starting here is you can defend A at the same time. So I'd say, like, it's not ideal for you to be anchoring here. You usually want to be like a second anchor if you're here, and then you can play fast rotates. So, like, you know, again, like a Viper or Cypher or someone who's really good at anchoring. Whereas you're just kind of, like, assisting them. Like, you don't want to just be sitting, like, backside like this, you know? Like, let's say then the Raze nade I was talking about comes in here. You're just fucked. Like, you just kind of have to satchel out like this, and you're probably dead. So, like, kind of back towards here, or in this pit. Pretty good. Nade like this. It's pretty much all you've got on A site. You can play towards CT like this. Well, these are very, very defensive positions. The best, like, other way is to, like, for Raze, if you want to play A and you don't want to anchor like this, you can go and fight for main instead. This can be a lot stronger if you have, like, a flash agent. Let's see, even the wall isn't very strong for you here. Like, you can't really bounce it off properly, you know what I mean? You kind of have to jump peek around like this. Do a boom bot, and that fucked up. But you kind of want a flash agent, or you can just satchel out. Take some duels, you know what I mean? So you kind of need your teammates here on A. It's not a solo position for you. The best thing you have, really, is your nade for the choke, nade for the plant, and your ult. You can just ult over the box like this and just kill the guy. You can also, I'd be wary of this spot here. In post plants, there is a lot of people hiding here. So we'll go over retaking now, because that's pretty much all you got for A site, like defensive. For retakes, you can go over here, toss a boomba out like this, like coming around this way. This will clear anyone that's back here. You can nade like this, and it will clear here. You can spam like this. Obviously, just be careful you're not spamming out in the open. I think you can just do this as well. Yeah, you can. You can just toss the nade through the window again and spam too. Pretty good. Also, like I was just saying, the nade spot over here is pretty good. Toss the boombot over like this, jump up on the wall, and try and fight a guy here. Jump on top of the crate and try and like defend your guy. It's pretty much, I usually go for around this way whenever I'm retaking. Retaking from CT, like on your own, when there's no one over this way, is very, very risky, because you can just get shot in the back from the guy who's like wrapping you around. So you just kind of want to, and then you're very scared of this guy as well. So I'd recommend coming from back here, but if you can't come from back here, and try and like toss your boombot. I'm not sure, does the boombot go over this wall like this? Yeah, it does. Okay. So you can just toss your boombot over this wall to clear that, or you can toss your boombot towards sight to clear this guy. I think it will also clear anyone here, but I wouldn't trust it. You'd have to toss it more like, oh, it did there. But anyway, yeah, you can try and just clear this guy back sight. Your nade here is very strong for retake. You can nade like this, and if they're playing super hard post plant, you can just satchel out with the nade. There's a lot of people playing in this corner as well. And that's pretty much retake. Like, you just kind of need to get that space back for your team as Raze. And then they can try their best to defuse the bomb. So we'll go over B site now. So on B, the only time I'm really playing here is if I want to play really aggressive. Because playing defensively on this site for Raze, it's not worth it. It doesn't work. The only time I'm playing here is if I'm trying to catch the enemy off guard. And I'm trying to make a quick play off the start of the round. So I'm usually going to start towards over here.
Let's make 'em dance.
And pretty much as the spawn barriers are going down, I'm nading out like this. I'm just running up like this. And I'm just taking fights. Take a fight, try and back out like this. Or maybe just hard commit. Like, it's completely, like... If I'm just trying to catch the enemy off guard, I'm doing this type of play. And I'm just winging it completely. Alright, so you can see here, I'm doing the B long thing I was talking about. I was actually pressing it. I had done the push on B long a couple times this game, so I backed off after I'd done the first nade. But my team were playing heavy towards there. Ended up having the rocket here, just pop the rocket, get a free double kill. My satchel straight out. See, the Sage Roll comes up. We're up in numbers now, so I'm just trying to see if I can kill this Reyna without losing the round. End up hard committing on her. I thought I still had a satchel, which is why I had done the little weird movement there. I didn't have the satchel, but I ended up killing her anyway, so... And we win the round. B site, very bad for Raze. There's not much you can do. Like, you can just do bog standard things. Like, the only thing you really have for yourself is, like, you can play on this box or something. Like, you can do something like this. And you can try and just satchel out. There's not much here. Very, very dead site for you. It's way too open. Like, you can come from heaven here. But this is off a retake. Like, you're not starting from heaven usually, unless you really just like this. When I'm talking about things in this video, like, it's very niche to start from here. You know what I mean? Like, you might do it, but you're not doing it consistently. Like you can nade like over the Sage Wall, kind of like this, or you can nade over like this and try and kill the puncher that way. But it's very, very niche for you to do this. The thing about heaven is you do have a very good ult spot. You can play it like this. So, like, that's pretty much all you've got here. You can also just play on elbow here. Elbow can be strong. I don't even know what this is called. It's called Hall. I've been just calling it elbow. I'm not sure, like, about the comms completely on this map either. Not a very strong site for you. On retake, like I said, this spot is great for retake. Very good. Because you can, like, defending here is not very good, but retaking it's pretty good. Because you can boom bat out. Like, let's say you're even just coming from CT. We'll talk about heaven in a sec. You can just boom bot out like this. Just take a fight here. Great, you can pretty much clear this whole side. And you'll know if there's someone here. If there's someone here, you can nade them out. And they have to swing you or something. Or if there's no one there, that's great. You got the space. You can, if you get there quick enough, you can nade like I was saying. And the other great thing is you can nade like this. Behind this. Forcing these guys to peek. Which is great, you know, you can force them to peek again, you can, if you're on a post plant. Problem is, if they're all playing back here, it's very, very, very tough. I don't think your nade can reach this, it seems very far. The nade's kind of reaching it, but it's only chip damage kind of nade. It won't actually kill anyone there. You can also just ult people from back here, like this. That will kill someone who's hiding back there. I think it should kill someone there anyway. Yeah, it looks tight enough. It should kill, but it's Raze Rocket. Who the fuck knows? Maybe you can toss a nade with an ult or something. It will probably kill. I'm not certain about that because again, the map's still new. I haven't been in all the situations yet, but should kill. It looks like it would kill. It'll get them really low if it doesn't. And yeah, heaven, great because you can just fly out like. I'm sure there's even a better satchel you can fly out like this. You'll go all the way, yeah. You can fuck up anyone here. If there's anyone playing in this corner as well, they are dead. You can just jump out like this, and they're just dead. Like, they're so fucked here. They have to jump up on a box, which you kill them with, or they have to just run through a nade, which they're gonna die with. So, retake, solid. Holding, not so solid for B. Alright, so this is the last clip we have here. This is kinda, it's just pretty much a retake on B here. I pretty much just doing phantom things. If you have a phantom against this Viper wall, it's very strong. See, I'm just picking up 2 kills here, just spamming in that line from elbow here. This nade scares the Sage, even though I fucked up the nade, she ends up just peeking. And I'm able to just pick up a free 4k here, pretty much just from spamming down with a Phantom. So Phantom on retake there could be very strong. And that's pretty much the whole map. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. The main takeaway, mid, very, very important for Raze, because you can retake very easily from mid. And you can also, like, especially over here, like, you can defend both sides. You can defend mid and A very well. And that same thing for attack. Mid is just very strong. I'm usually defaulting with that boombot I showed a lot, and just taking mid control every round. Just keeping pressure, stopping the enemies from rotating so easy, and mid. That's pretty much what I'm saying with this map. So yeah, that's actually pretty much everything. So if you like the video, give it a like, sub, all that stuff, and yeah, see you later.